Hi Taurus, thanks for joining me today and welcome to Rose Sky Tarot. Now this reading is for the 3rd of June and the following 2 weeks. Now you've probably noticed that I've went back to the old way of doing the live reading here, and it's because I don't really feel that people have enjoyed the new type of reading that I put out. So I think that people prefer it to be a little bit more separated into different sections. So let's go back to this and see what this reading has to say for you. Now, before I jump in, just if you're interested, I will be shortly beginning to do personal readings. And if you want to go down that track of either a life reading or a love reading, then they are going to be available for an introductory price of £25. So if you're interested, drop me an email and let me know. We'll sort something out. Okay, let's jump into this reading here, and we've got the Five of Wands, the Hanged Man in reverse, and the Page of Pentacles. All right. Are you in a situation where you're part of a group? Football, it could be some other sort of association that's sports related. It could be family, friends, work. There's so many different connotations that this card could have, but the gist of the card is that the group that is there, the group that's came together, doesn't really have a set leader. You're more all on the same level, you're all peers. You're all very strong people, you've got very strong personalities, each of you, and you all have differing ways in which you approach things or look at things. Is there something that you've came together for? Are you maybe looking at a particular task? With the Wands card here being about action, possibly project related or job related. Is it possible that you're all looking at it from a different point of view, or even trying to figure out which one you want to do first? There's a lot of debate, possibly even argument around it. And you just can't seem to come together to make a decision. The Hanged Man in reverse here. Is it possible that yourself or someone else within this meeting is maybe being a little bit narrow-minded? Do they want things done in a particular way? Do they want a certain task done first? Or is there a debate on how to do whatever the task is? But this person here is digging their heels in. They want it done in a particular way. So they're not very open-minded here. And it could be that in arguing against doing something in a particular way is maybe putting everything on hold. Whereas if this way of doing things was maybe opened up a little bit more, then the task would be accomplished. So it could be that this narrow-minded view is what's holding everything up. The Page of Pentacles here. Is it because that this person has a a set of skills that they want to implement within whatever this is. They feel that they know certain things and they want to bring those skills into the real world, into reality. They want to put them into practice. But the thing is that yes, there is a certain amount of skills there, and this card is about practicality. It's about resources, about materialism. But because with this card being a page, the experience may not be available to this person. They may not be able to see below the surface of what they're trying to accomplish. They may not see all of the consequences and the impact that it could have on people round about them. They may not even be able to, understand the fuller extent of what it is that they are trying to implement. Is this person you? Because the next three cards that we have here have a very personal path, because we've got the Queen of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the Six of Cups. Is there someone that you have quite close to you that is sitting down and offering you advice, offering you the knowledge that you seem to lack in whatever this is? Been, done it, seen it, bought the t-shirt, and is able to, off the top of their head, tell you possibly how this is going to go wrong. Are they able to tell you that if you go along with what you had planned, the misfortunes that would come your way? Are they able to then advise you of how to get out of this situation? Because this person could see how things could just go categorically out of control. Are they able to advise you on how to communicate with the group a little bit better? To fix some of the problems that have arisen from this meeting? Are they able to maybe give you advice on how to get out of this hole that you seem to have dug yourself? And with the Six of Cups here, is this someone who you have known for a long time? Someone that you have maybe relied on? Someone that maybe you've known from childhood? Someone who could have been a long-term friend that has maybe came back into your life and is trying to help you out of a situation, a bad situation, a situation that's went out of control. And they're offering this support through this tough moment because of the past that you've shared together. They can see into your heart and know that that this moment of stubbornness is not really who you are. Let's move down to the next section here, and we've got the King of Swords in reverse, the King of Wands in reverse, and the Knight of Cups also in reverse. So there could be a heavy moment or a heavy conversation that may take place. With the King of Swords in reverse here and the King of Wands in reverse, I'm going to take both of these together because both of these are about being in charge, about being the boss, about being the head of the family, someone in charge, someone who expects, in fact, they both of these cards expect respect, and they expect you to listen and do whatever it is that they tell you to do. They expect you to acknowledge that they are in charge. They don't expect any back chat. What they say goes. And if you do offer any back chat or thoughts about how you want things to go, then this person can be extremely blunt, very cutting, very harsh in the discipline that they dish out. They can be very cruel and demanding in what they expect of you. Do they feel that you're chasing a pipe dream? That the things that have got into your head are just nonsense, they're pie in the sky? Do they feel that you're trying to emotionally manipulate the people within this conversation, within this group? The consequences that they plan to, instill in this moment could be quite hefty. Because, these two cards here don't hold back in punishment. So it could be with the Eight of Swords that you're finding yourself in a very tricky situation. A situation that could be quite complex. One that you can't see an easy way out of. There doesn't seem to be an easy strategy, even though it may be something that you have discussed. With the King's influence here, you may not find it as easy to get yourself out of this problem as you first thought. And trying to use your emotions, trying to manipulate through your relationships or loving context is just muddying the waters, just making things worse. Now the next two cards that we've got here is the Ace of Wands in reverse and the Four of Cups. Now both of these cards together and about being very unhappy, very dissatisfied with how things have worked out here. Do you maybe feel that any masculinity or any power that you had has been stripped away? Do you feel that you've missed out on this possible opportunity to show people the skills that you have? Are you maybe feeling very downhearted? And what's the point of bothering anymore? Because this situation is never going to change. And all of the people that you have round about you that still care are finding that you've maybe blocked yourself off a little bit. You don't seem to be interested in spending time with them or caring about them anymore. And even when you get the opportunity to maybe fix a relationship, or there is maybe an inspired moment for you to join in with something, maybe make peace with certain people, that even then you don't seem to be interested or very grateful for that opportunity in itself. The thing with the Four of Cups here, though, is you may feel very downhearted, feel that what you do, what you say, doesn't have any bearing on anybody else within your life. That, they don't matter to what you're going through. But the thing is that this is a choice. Do you stay in this moment where you're feeling unloved? That they feel unloved and uncared for by you? You stay in this moment where nothing can be said or done to bring you out of this place that you're in. Only you can take the steps to move you forward out of this place. So this is your opportunity. This is the moment to move past this negative section here and move towards the positive. Move towards opportunities that can make peace in your life. All right, now this has definitely been a difficult reading because there's been so many challenges within it. That having this opinion and wanting it to be done in a certain way seems to have caused rifts. And it seems that someone here has been tearing a strip off, basically, and telling you that what your plan would have done would have made a very complex and difficult situation that you couldn't even comprehend. Has that in itself made you feel a little bit lesser? Has this made you feel that you're not part of the group? But the thing is that even though you have this opportunity here, There is peace to be made. You still have people round about you who care about you. And that is what this card is about. Taking the chance, making peace, and moving on. All right, Taurus. Now please take care in whatever you're doing this week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.